Hello and welcome back to Central Portugal. I'm Jane, and together with my husband Phil, we're regenerating a long abandoned small farm. We've lots of exciting ideas and a practical approach. Won't all be perfect, but we plan to get stuck in and have a lot of fun along the way. If this rings bells with you, do let us know in the comments. And if you haven't yet done so, please subscribe to the channel to follow our big adventure. In last week's episode, we took down the temporary roof of the outdoor kitchen and cleared a lot of open space for the permanent structure. So now it's time to start building again.
Today is the day for fitting the base plates and getting the next posts in. First check is to get the position of the back one square. So I'm going to use straight timber off the side of this and use my big framing square to get it square to the back wall, because that's going to be the baseline is the back wall. Square to the back wall, drop in a level down from there so it's plumb. That gives me the place for the base, the metal base, and we'll take everything off from there. Yeah, I'll do it square. So now I can drop a line down from there, that'll be fine. When I did this last time, there were a whole bunch of lessons I took out of it, so I thought I'd give you some commentary now and share some of my thoughts with you. Firstly, on product, there's a couple of things I used. One is a compressed air cylinder, more of that in a moment, and second is the resin itself, which is a locally bought thing. You can get heavy duty and light duty versions. I went for the heavy duty one, just for no other reason than it seemed like a good idea at the time. This is the compressed air, so once you've drilled your hole and there's a load of dust still in it, the dust has got to come out of the holes to make the resin work best. And this little compressed air cylinder with a little squirty nozzle on it is really, really good. I recommend it strongly. The thing that caught me out last time was how quickly the resin goes off. So once you get yourself ready, in this case I was just going to do the 4 holes, get on with it, squirt it down into the hole, and then get the bolts, get the studs into place quickly so that you don't end up trying to force it into rapidly setting resin. And I went out with a plan to put the unused stuff in the fridge for the few minutes between doing one corner plate and the other corner plate so that it wouldn't go off as quickly as it did last time I used it. It's horribly messy stuff and really sticky, so make sure you've got a kitchen towel or similar on hand, because you've got to be able to clear this away very quickly to stop it getting onto other stuff. My gloves were a right mess after this. Fitting the studs is quite straightforward, but you've got to be quick and take a bit of care because the resin does ooze back out of the hole when you push the studs in. As you can see, once the studs are in, the resin squeezes out. That needs to be cleared away so you don't compromise the threads on the studs for putting the base plate down. Something I did do but not shown here is to place the base plate over the studs so that I know they were in the right place and sticking up in the right angles so that it could be fitted once it had set. It takes a while to set though. In this case I left it for about an hour. Good chance to take a look at the scenery and have a cup of tea and get ready for the next step. Even with the pre-positioning though, it still needed to be eased on with the hammer just to get the holes to line up. In this case, I've got 10mm studs and the holes aren't that much bigger, so there's very little room for manoeuvre. But this time I found if I was organised and had a good clean workspace, it wasn't as bad as the first time, and they went in quite quickly, quite well, and I'm very pleased with the results. But it's not something I want to do every day. It is a bit of a messy job, and the stress and the pressure of time and sticky yuck is a bit unpleasant.
What are you doing with that string?
Well, a necessary cunning plan. That base is not at the same level as that base.
No.
So of course it's going to mean...
Try not to trip up, Jane.
It's going to mean I'm going to have a different length of post there.
Of course.
I can calculate the other one because it's all on the same, set on the same level. This one
Isn't.
So I'm going to take a level line from the top there where the raft is going to run. And I've got a lovely little gadget, a suspended level. So put it over the string, which will allow me to mark the timber there for level. So I can, hang on, tangled up already, there we go.
Yeah, unfortunately you can't film and hold the string at the same time.
Doesn't matter, I can hold the string. I can hold the string. I can do it because it's all, if it's tilt, it's all on the level. So I can now mark this to be at the same level there. There we go.
I'll just come in and check it's... Oh, sorry. Shooting straight into the
You're
side.
standing on the string and pulling it away from me.
Okay. I'm trying not to. Ooh.
See that? So that gives me a level.
There we go.
There.
You see the level. Whoops.
I've let go of the tension.
No worries. And you just marked it over there.
So I've just marked it onto this post. So that is the height level to that beam over there. I've got to take the drop that I've calculated from my trigonometry. And that'll give me the height of the post I need here to give me the slope I need.
Excellent. So what have I been doing? Well, Phil's been doing all his bits about chopping wood, keeping well out of the way, mostly. Spent the morning processing wood over by the mound, so I've got it all nice into piles now, ready to chip and chop down with the chainsaw. And this afternoon I've been back here behind the utility room, levelling out and filling more of the ditch in, so that now we've got quite a lot more that's a lot more level. Still plenty to go, of course, but the crows have definitely got an opinion on that. So the stones that I've put across in the middle there... Oh, shut up, crows. They get very noisy. Stones I've put across in the middle there is what I'm trying to do, is to level a top terrace to go across that way. Hopefully then to reach out to the top of the well. We'll see how long that takes us to get sorted, but we'll try. And then hopefully lower this one down a bit more as it slopes away down into the woodland.
Yeah. So back on the roof build today, and it's a cooler morning. It's funny how at this time of year the temperatures can change a bit. I've got another layer on for the first time this trip, and we're about 5 degrees less than we were yesterday. Still beautifully sunny, just great conditions for continuing to get the roof done on the outdoor kitchen. You may be wondering why we're putting so much thought and effort and time into this structure, because, you know, again, a lot of what we've said is all about being temporary. This part of the place is actually going to be retained for quite a bit longer. This courtyard is going to be where, when the house is built, we're still going to have a garden and a social area entertaining friends. So having a kitchen with shade and weather protection, a barbecue just over there, this is actually going to stay for a lot longer, and so it's worth putting the time and effort into it now for this to be a retained part. The rest of it gets knocked down or rebuilt or in some way quite heavily dealt with, but this bit hopefully will stay for the duration and be with us for a lot longer to come. Anyway, conditions good. It's a nice sunny morning, so it's still a bit fresh, but time to crack on. There we go. Oh, it's quite smooth and slippery, so trying to manhandle it with gloves was not terribly easy, but took the gloves off, get a little bit of grip, that's okay. Anyway, so that one's in. Just double checking the visuals on the rafter, or temporary rafter. Does that look parallel with the roof behind it? I think that's pretty good for now. So that's a good start. Yeah?
Ever so slightly low at your end, but not, by my eyes, not very much.
Well, there's two things, the bubble and the parallel to this.
Yeah.
If you can step back a bit maybe.
Highlights that. Lovely cooking, you think?
Janie, could you possibly come and hold this for me a second? I'm double checking, doing the old measure twice. I just need the bottom of the tape measure to be on those little nubs. So I want bottom of the tape measure. See the four blobs. That one, that's good. Okay.
Yeah.
So that's better, because then I can keep it. I can make it tight here. Okay.
Yeah.
2 1 1 4 and 2 2 2 4. 2 1 1 4 2 2 2 4. 2 1 1 4 2 2 treble 2 double 1 2 11 4 2 22 4. Just short.
Oh no. That's some speedy wood treatment now. And just the last bit to do.
There you go. Third coat, better safe than sorry.
That looks chunky.
Just about manageable. It's awkward.
Don't trip up.
No, Mum. I'll be careful.
Promise. Yay, right orientation first time, we hope.
Anybody would think I'd thought that through. So when I was an apprentice, the old hands used to tell me something about a light tap with something heavy being the best way of adjusting things. So this has just got to go down a little notch. I reckon that's about it.
I'll have a little look down and see if we can still see any of the bitumen. And no, we can't. It's in.
Good.
Well done, Phil.
Hey. Right, so I'm going to pop it up onto
Onto there.
into there, right? So now with it there,
You can do this end first.
and that.
There then followed a marathon attempt to get the first frame square. It did though take a big lesson from a previous mishap. This time we had both of us up and down ladders to secure the beam and even used a couple of clamps. Obvious, really, if you think about it.
Yeah.
That's better. Look at the bubble. Yeah, still have such fraction. Good enough for jazz.
So, those are vertical that way, and we'll square that way. Don't worry about that way. That's what we're going to adjust next.
Because it is. Yes, it is vertical anyway.
Okay.
Already is.
All right. So I can put a screw in there.
Yeah.
And I can put the two braces on.
Yeah. That's good. Okay.
There we are.
Ta-da! One down. Get your little spacer down, Phil. Just don't pick up the little spacer. Yeah, we're good.
Okay, hold that. Come some more bits. There we go.
Fantastic. Now the all-important eye test.
Looks good so far, but we haven't done the back ones yet.
Yeah, first step, pretty good.
As darkness catches up with us yet again, we'll sign off there for this week. There's still a lot to do on this roof, but finally we're going in the right direction. Thanks for joining us. Please come back next week when we hope the weather remains kind to us while the kitchen area is uncovered.